Mr. Speaker, in fact, certain misconceptions were created that most of the resources that were made available to His Excellency the President and the government were used for the purposes of the construction of roads. Mr. Speaker, as part of the journey that I will be taking you through, I will ensure that this major misconception is actually cured. In doing so, Mr. Speaker, let me say that in the year 2017, this NPP administration, led by His Excellency the President, Nana Akufo Addo, received tax and non-tax revenue amounting to 39.6 billion Ghana cedis, tax and non-tax revenue, 2017 alone. Again, they borrowed an amount of 20 billion Ghana cedis in the same year. So in the year 2017, total resource envelope, in other words, monies that were made available to this administration, amounted to 59.6 billion Ghana cedis in 1 year. At the time, the NDA exchange rate was 4.4. $1 is 4 cedis, 4 pesos. So if you are to convert it, Mr. Speaker, the government received revenues, total money for the purposes of managing the affairs of this country, amounting to 13.5 billion Ghana cedis. Mr. Speaker, $13.5 billion. $13.5 billion. Mr. Speaker, out of this $13.5 billion, he spent only 187 million Ghana cedis, $1 million for the purposes of construction of roads. In other words, out of the 59.6 billion Ghana cedis, they spent only 830 million Ghana cedis for the purposes of roads. This amounts to 1.9% of the total resource envelope. So you receive 59.6 billion cedis in 1 year and spend 830 million Ghana cedis for the purposes of the construction of roads. Again, Mr. Speaker, even if you stretch this to include capital expenditure, the government only spent 6.3 billion Ghana cedis out of the 59 billion Ghana cedis only for the purposes of capital expenditure, representing only 10.6% of the total resource envelope. The question one will ask is that for the year 2017, a big amount of 54 billion Ghana cedis went into consumption. 54 billion Ghana cedis went into consumption. Mr. Speaker, my question is, where is the money? Nkommo Wo Ho. 54 billion Ghana cedis 1 year. Yet, Mr. Speaker, all of it went into consumption. Mr. Speaker, again, in the year 2018, the same government received tax and non-tax revenue, an amount representing 47.6 billion Ghana cedis, 2017. 2018, 47.6 billion Ghana cedis. Again, they borrowed 33.1 billion Ghana cedis in the same year, 2018. The two put together means that the administration had 80.7 billion Ghana cedis in 2018 alone. 80.7 billion. Of this amount, Mr. Speaker, if you are to convert it into the exchange rate, Mr. Speaker, the administration received $16.7 billion in 1 year, 2018 alone. Yet, Mr. Speaker, the administration used only 491 million out of the 80.7 billion Ghana cedis for the purposes of roads. In fact, if you are to include the entire capital expenditure for the year, they spent 4.7 billion Ghana cedis for capital expenditure alone. This means, Mr. Speaker, 76 billion Ghana cedis went to consumption. 76 billion Ghana cedis went to consumption 1 year. 1 year. Mr. Speaker, again I ask, Nkommo Wo Ho, what exactly did they use the money for?